Hi, I'm Ian White in the Valley of the Winds in Katajuta in the very centre of Australia. Some years I've been here and there's been no tall Mulla. Not the case this year. Look at this, it's totally surrounded. There's been some good rain and it's just alive in the tall Mullas and birds as well. Tall Mulla is the remedy for circulation, for people who don't like conflict. They prefer to be away from other people because when you're with people there's conflict, and they're very quiet, gentle people, and they're loners because they don't like that conflict. And what this does is allows them to be comfortable with other people, come out and interact more. And what we're happening in society is more and more people are living alone in bigger houses without people around them. And without contact, people die earlier. They die of the same things, but they die earlier. And often with the tall mulla, there's only one flower open at a time, even though it's a flowering head. So that sense of being alone, again, is drawn out in the doctrine of signatures. On a spiritual level, it can also be finding that solitude, feeling comfortable with yourself when you're in a spiritual practice. And for a lot of people, especially in Western countries, there's distractions, there's TV, there's phones, other people around them. This is just being very quiet and still within yourself. The tall mulla, it's a flower with many individual flowers. It's a flowering head. And on that theme of more being isolated, alone, you find that there's only one flower usually open at any one time, even though there might be scores of individual flowers. A very clear doctrine of signatures of preferring their own company. A problem for that personality type is when they're children at school, because they tend to be a little bit more isolated, tend to be more comfortable with their own company, they can be picked on more readily by bullies. Bullies will pick people who don't have friends, who'll stick up and attack the bully themselves. So it's a nice room to help them socialise and mix more. I've had many patients who are tall mulla constitutional types. They've been married and with children, and they all told me the most difficult time in their life was when their children were teenagers and there was conflict. Now, even if that conflict wasn't directly with them, could have been between the teenagers or maybe their partner and the teenagers, but it still greatly affected them, especially if the conflict was in their home. The tall mulla types, they need their home as the one place they have as a sanctuary from the world. So when there's problems at home, it's very disturbing for them. Tall mulla is in both the creative and the travel essences.